You are watching to Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media on all of our channels and networks. I'm Mike Morales here in Southern California. That young man out there is.
I'm Dave Dinius. I'm in, Newport News, Virginia.
Up
I'm near the coast.
near the coast. He's on the other coast. I'm on the left coast. Hey.
I'm on the right coast.
Yeah. Dave and I. Dave and I are going to do something different tonight, okay? We are going to taste and dissect the new version of Kah. But take a look at this, ladies and gentlemen. If you remember what Kah looked like before, I was telling Dave off camera, I think that this is really worth a separate video on just packaging, because Dave has the old bottles of Kah. This is what Kah looked like. Look at it, before and after. You can see that. Of course, everybody remembers the skull head, and there's a huge backstory behind it. I'm not going to go through the details. Dave has bottles of Kah, the small minis, and they say Kah on the bottom. I have, when the brand was sold, but not the bottles, or there was a whole rigmarole that went. It lasted about 5 years, something like that, in and out of court.
It's quite a while.
It was quite a, Anyway, the previous owner of the brand, who had designed it, supposedly designed it, and everything else. Well, somewhere along the line, I asked for samples of Sangre de Vida, which was the secondary name, the result of the Kah rigmarole. There was an injunction, I guess, where she couldn't sell the name Kah. She couldn't sell it under Kah. Right. She being Kim Brandy, the former owner, but she could. So she named it something else. Almost the same bottles, maybe different paint. And so we got samples of Sangre de Vida, which
this size of the Sangre de Vida up there too.
Oh, do you? Okay. Yeah, we only got sent the minis, and I was the only one that got them, so we never really did a review. Supposedly the juice was the same, because Kah was being made at a different distillery. It was being made at La Cofradia. For those of you who understand what the NOM list, what the NOM numbers are all about, the secondary, when she moved the brand from Fábrica de Tequilas Finos, she renamed the brand Sangre de Vida and kept using the skull heads. And this was this juice is 1137. You still have the original juice, right?
Yeah, 1472.
Okay.
This is 1472.
Yes. So this is coming from the original distillery of Kah. And so this is what the Blanco looks like. Isn't she beautiful? Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Honestly, Dave, yeah. I'm really enjoying this new look. I mean, you can tell that they went through. They painted the side. This is a ceramic bottle.
Yeah, it is.
They painted the sides of it. I hope it's paint anyway. I'm thinking it is somehow. They can still mass produce it, but it's got that painted look to it, so it's not going to rub off if you're one of those folks that puts their tequila in the freezer. It's not going to, when it warms up at room temp, when you pick it up, it's not going to rub off on your hands.
Actually, this is a sticker.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah. It feels textured, doesn't it? Doesn't it feel textured?
Yeah, there's texture to it.
Yeah. And on the back also, the back explains the back. Kah means life in the Mayan language. It is believed that when the bottle is full, Kah is alive, waiting to be shared with those who deserve it. Nice. Born in the agave fields of Jalisco, Kah is carefully crafted to ensure a perfect taste and flavor harmony. Kah Tequila Blanco is distilled for a silky and delicate taste.
And the website says the Day of the Dead Tequila.
Kah Day of the Dead. Yeah, that was the full name, wasn't it? Kah Day of the Dead. And of course, that was kind of a mouthful. So of course, Kah is acceptable.
Yeah.
So let me show you. That's the Blanco. Let's show people the Reposado, because I figured we could talk about the packaging all day long. And here's the thing with packaging.
Yep.
I think Dave will agree with me. In the last 4 or 5 years, we're really seeing packaging becoming even more and more important than the tequila, sadly. But it's a fact. So there's old Kah right there. That's the 750 and the 375 that Dave is holding.
Yep.
And this is the brand new version, and it's close to the same. It still has that demon on the top, sticking its tongue out over the skull of the. It looks like a female skull, so I'll just say that it looks like a Catrina.
Mm.
For those of you who remember seeing Kah, they did the original Kah owner did many shows. You could always tell when they were on the road because they had these huge paper mache skulls.
Oh yeah.
That you see in Oaxaca. You know, these huge skulls. You actually wear them as a headdress.
Yep.
And I think one restaurant in L.A. or Santa Monica had a huge paper mache one in the corner, and Kim, that was part of the booth. You always wanted to visit the Kah booth because it had the huge skull, right?
And they have cool bottles.
Yeah, they have cool bottles, so everybody was attracted to it. But here's the thing: I only had Kah one time. That was at a show in Pomona, which is here in Southern California, in literally about 20 minutes from me. And this was about 8 years ago, probably longer than that. And I had not had Kah before that time. We were never able to get samples from Kim. I'm not sure why. But anyway, regardless, we know each other. We've known each other for a long time, and we see each other off and on every so many years. And anyway, I tasted the 110. They had a Reposado that was it at 110 proof?
It was 110 proof, yeah.
Did you? And everybody loved it, right?
It was good. It was very good.
It was flavorful.
I still got a little. Yeah, I still got a little. In there.
Bit. So the Reposado technically only came as a 110.
Right.
Correct?
Yes,
okay,
correct.
Well,
and the rest came as 80 proofs.
80 proof. Now, I'm not sure why that happened, but in any case, this new version of Kah, it cask aged in American oak for more than 2 months, and it's if I'm not mistaken, it's 80 proof.
It's 80 proof. It does say on there, real small letters.
Yep, 80 proof. By the way, Fábrica de Tequilas Finos and Kah was bought by the Stoli Group, Stoli Group, and Amber Beverage is the United States division of Stoli.
Right.
Yeah, that's right. The Russian company now. Stoli makes vodka. I mean, Stoli makes vodka. So, and they've been around forever. But it's still beautifully painted, and it is a textured label both on the back and on the front. Now let's show people the añejo. It's actually quite striking. I have the little red sangre, and on the bottom, if you want to tell the difference, look at the bottom. It'll say sangre de vida. And you'll know which juice you actually have if you have the cofradia or if you have the actual. Because some people mistake this for the same thing, and it really comes from a different distillery.
It's not the same thing.
It's different juice. Not that it was bad. It's actually very good. It was just different. And look at can you see the textured cross here on the new version of Kah? Look at that. That's just on the stopper.
And that's on all of them.
Yeah, it's on all of them. Now this is the añejo, and the female face is always the same. I think the original Kah was much more had a much more folklore look to it. This is a much more modernized, more of what the Day of the Dead when people paint, have the face paint on.
I'm still partial to these bottles.
Yeah. So, if you guys can find it on the shelves, buy them because they're hard to get. They're hard to find. And like I said, there's a whole controversy along with the designing of the bottle and Anyway, it goes on for 5 years. You guys could probably, Google it and you'll find the whole story somewhere. Somebody has probably written it up. But anyway, somewhere along the line, Dan Aykroyd jumped in and sued everybody, and the Skullheads are gone.
Yep.
So, so we all know now that Dan Aykroyd is the father of the Crystal Head skull, and owns every skull ever made. So
I think he's been after somebody else, and I can't remember. I think there was even hints that he was going to go after Alien because it was a head.
Yeah. There's at the same time that Kah was being harassed, because I will say that I think it was legal harassment. In any case, if you read what happened during the court case, there's a lot of revelations that came around, and stuff that we knew nothing about, which was kind of shocking. But anyway, again, you can find the story. I'm sure it's written up somewhere. I know I found it several times. I'm not going to go into it, but in any case, at the same time that they were harassing Kah, we had gotten bottles of Calavera. And the Calavera, you folks may have seen it. It comes in a taller bottle. It looks like a giant Pez dispenser.
Yeah.
Okay, I have those in storage. Those are my keepers. And I know the owner of that brand reached out to us and said, "Yeah, I can't believe he's going after us." So they at that time had to stop production. Now you can find Calavera now. They are back in production, and I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure that they have clearance for that, but then again, it's Dan Aykroyd, so I don't know what that's about. But this is what we wound up with, and now that we've gone like 11 minutes into this whole thing, I'm going to say the reason we did this is because I have to nominate this one as a Brand of Promise nominee in packaging. Again, the packaging is way over the top.
It is.
By the way, if you look at this bottle, where they put the sticker, the decals on there, these are raised. Okay. And for the longest time, Fábrica de Tequilas Finos was actually known for their bottles. They have several really beautiful tequila bottles that come out of there. They have, what was the other one? Tonalá, Stallion. A lot of interesting tequilas came out of that distillery. Did I tell you the story that one of the first ever tour of tequila distilleries was with the Blue Agave tour, and I was on that first one. and Fábrica de Tequilas Finos was the second stop on the first full day.
Right.
And I got lost in their warehouse. And because I wanted to see the bottles, right? Because I was such a big fan of the bottles, and I got a little mini of Tonalá. I got it in storage here in the house, and anyway,
Pancho Pistolas.
Yeah, Pancho Pistolas. They were Doña Carlota is another one you can find. That's a porcelain bottle. It's beautiful, and and the juice was always really good. But I got lost in their warehouse, and I found a bottle of I forgot, Sol something or other. It's the blue bottle. It's a blue triangular bottle with a red cap, and it looks like a clown nose. and I'm looking at the boxes of those bottles, right? And it says made in China, and I was so disappointed. It's like, what do you mean made in China? This was years and years ago when everybody was Sol Dios. It was the bottle. It said bottles made in China. And so I was like, you're breaking my heart. So anyway, I thought that was interesting. It was, when it's your first tour of distilleries ever in a distillery where they never gave tours before,
right?
It was an eye opener. It was a secret, and things have been kept secret ever since. But anyway, that's our take on Kah for packaging. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's a brand of promise. If you see it out there, go get it. I mean, I'm not into the pretty bottles. Look at that. What a beautiful shot. Somebody take a selfie. Wait. Somebody take a selfie. Where's my phone? He's cradling all of those. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Let me get here. Look at me. Hey. That's funny. I'm going to post this on Instagram. Hey, boys, I'm going to tell you that. Anyway, that's our take on Kah and for packaging. And again, stick with us because we're going to taste the juice, okay? We're going to go one by one on Blanco, Reposado, Añejo, and we're going to see what kind of, where the finesse is, okay? But that's our take. I'm Mike Morales here in Southern California. That guy out there cradling his Kah is...
Dave Dinius from Newport News, Virginia.
You have been watching and listening to Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media on all of our channels and networks. If you're listening to us on the podcast, you should be watching this one.
You should be watching us.
You should be watching this one. For those of you on YouTube, congratulations, you're here. Hit the notification bell. Hit the subscribe button, unless, of course, you're afraid of commitment. Yeah. And and follow Dave on Instagram and Facebook. Follow us on everywhere. And whatever you do, tomar sabiamente.
Sip wisely.